The room was too quiet for a termination. Glass walls, 12 leather chairs, the city blinking below us like a nervous system. My wife didn't look at me when she slid the folder across the table. She kept her eyes on the end of it, as if the paper itself needed reassurance. The secretary sat beside her, too close, his knee angled toward hers, familiar, intimate, a posture learned, not accidental. I didn't open the folder. I already knew what was inside. Severance, silence, a signature line where my name would go to die. "This is effective immediately," she said. Her voice had that CEO calm, the one she practiced at home in the mirror before sleeping. No explanation, no discussion, no exit ramp. I glanced at him. He avoided my eyes, busy with his pen, rolling it between his fingers like a nervous habit. I recognized it. I'd seen that pen on my nightstand once. He'd left it there by mistake. I smiled then. A reflex, survival. "Who's replacing me?" I asked. She inhaled, didn't exhale. "Effective immediately," she repeated. "He'll be assuming your role." The secretary looked up, just for a second. Pride flickered, then guilt strangled it. That's when my phone vibrated in my pocket. One message, no name, no number. Star. "Trust me, they'll regret this. Star." I didn't know why, but my pulse steadied. The meeting adjourned itself. I stood, buttoned my jacket, walked out without a word. Behind me, the glass walls reflected a man being erased. I replayed the argument later, alone in the gym, iron screaming under my hands. It had started with a question, a simple one. "Why is he texting you at midnight?" She smiled, too quickly. "He's efficient," she said. "You wouldn't understand." That was new. I understood efficiency. I built the systems she now ruled from. But over the weeks, patterns sharpened. Late nights, deleted messages, a scent on her skin that wasn't hers or mine. At the office, the secretary's authority grew. Meetings I wasn't invited to, decisions made without me. He spoke for her, finished her sentences, and when I confronted him, quietly, professionally, he leaned in and whispered something that froze my blood. "You should have stayed in your lane." I didn't yell. I don't do that. I watched. At home, she stopped asking how my day was, stopped touching me, stopped pretending. Betrayal isn't loud, it's logistical. The termination was just the paperwork catching up. I finished my set, racked the weight. That's when the doors opened. A man in a tailored coat stepped inside. No gym bag, no sweat, just presence. He leaned close, voice low enough to be mistaken for thought. "Trust me," he said. "They'll regret this." Then he walked away. I didn't rush the investigation. Rushed people make mistakes. I made notes, phone records, calendar overlaps, corporate filings, a shell company formed 6 months ago, silent partner listed as a trust. I traced it. The secretary's name surfaced like a disease, then hers. I smiled again, a better one. At home I behaved, cooked dinner, asked about her day, listened. She talked about expansion, acquisitions. Power looks good on liars. It makes them sloppy. I noticed the gaps, the lies between breaths. I pulled archived emails from a server I'd designed. She forgot I'd built in redundancies. She forgot I never stopped being the architect. They planned the termination together, drafted it late at night, joked about it. One message burned. Star. "Once he's out, we're free. Star." I printed everything, bound it, labeled it. Then I waited. The truth arrived in a quiet envelope. A transfer confirmation. 8 figures. From a multinational competitor straight into the shell company. Insider trading. Corporate espionage. Her signature on every authorization. I invited her to dinner. No candles, no wine. I placed the folder between us. She opened it, slowly, her face drained. The secretary wasn't there to finish her sentences. "I know," I said. That was all. She reached for my hand. I pulled back. "You can't prove—" "I already did." Silence collapsed the room. She cried, not for me, for herself, for the empire sweeping. I stayed still. Calm is a weapon. The confrontation was public, board meeting, emergency session. I wasn't on the agenda. I walked in anyway. The multimillionaire stood, introduced himself, major shareholder, newly concerned. He nodded at me. I spoke, softly, precisely. Evidence displayed, timelines, signatures, transfers. The secretary tried to interrupt. The board shut him down. My wife stared at me like a stranger. Maybe I was. By the end, she was terminated. He was escorted out. No explanation, no way out. I left the building for the last time as myself. Not an employee, not a husband. Something colder. At home, I packed one bag, left the ring on the table. I didn't look back. Power isn't revenge. It's walking away knowing the truth destroyed them long before you ever spoke.